Welcome back, Maniacs. Today we're going to have a look at the Triarii from Cloud Chasers Incorporated. And I have several different colors to show you, but we're going to do the unboxing of it here real quick, and then we'll go through and we'll show you everything you need to know, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about some of the pros and cons of it and my thoughts on it, which are going to be kind of a little different as far as thoughts goes, but we'll cover that as we go along. So first and foremost, this is the packaging comes in 30 millimeter, which leads me to believe if they've got a 30 millimeter, they're going to come out with a smaller one. And then up here in the corner, you're going to have what color it is. Then inside of the box, on the top of the box, it's going to have a battery safety card. And then inside, you get a extra drip tip, the device itself, spare O-rings, screws, squonk pin, all that is inside this little box right here. So let's go ahead and we'll pull this one out and open it up. There we go. All right, so let's go ahead and go in. See if I can get a little bit more light. That blue is hard to show up. It's beautiful though. And let's get a little tighter in on the zoom. So here we go. So this is what it looks like. This is the blasted blue. I mean, it's just beautiful. The blue extends all the way to the bottom, like so. And then Legion 282 is this one, 30 millimeters, cloud chasing, and it's pronounced Triarii, in case anybody's wanting to know. I just looked it up online. I don't know if it'll come up over the speakers or not, but how to say Triarii.
Triarii.
Oh, sorry, Triarii. Hold on, one more time.
Triarii.
Triarii is the proper pronunciation. I had to look it up, and it stems from. Let me put this little bad boy right here, and give me just a second. We'll bring that in nice and tight, and let me look up here. So, what the Triarii were they were considered to be the elite soldiers among the Roman legion. They were the most, they were the oldest and wealthiest, and they could afford the better equipment. And they were usually the last ones sent in, or the third. What does it say here? It says, let's see here. They were not used during the first. One of the elements. They were. Their usual position being the third in the battle line. So you had your fodder on the first two, and then these were the bad boys. These were the bad boys. So let's go ahead and bring that down. So let's go ahead and take a look. Let me straighten my camera up here real quick. Let's go ahead and pop the top on this bad boy. This one I have not built in at all. So let's take a peek, see at all of the things. There's basically 3 components. That's it. Puts in the story. Alright, so the first thing you have is you have your drip tip. Has Cloud Chasers Incorporated on it. It has this knurling on the thing there. It is a metal tip. I'm not sure. I don't think it's 810, so I think it's specific. Let's see here. Do I have an 810 drip tip just hanging around? Yeah, I think that's an 810. We're pretty close to an 810 anyway. So yeah, it's not an 810. And let's just check another Cloud Chasers thing and see This is off of the Hive. And okay, so the Hive 40 millimeter does fit. And then if we take off of the Centurion version 2, that fits as well. So all of C.C.I's drip tips fit basically themselves, fit all of C.C.I's products. So they are interchangeable, so that's cool. I might put one of these on my Centurion because I really like it. I mean, they get hot. Yeah, they're metal, but they're cool. So take a quick bait. Okay, on to the top cap. The top cap, Triarii, engraved there, and that's it. That's it. But it's beautiful. It's just well done. I mean, very beautiful lines, just fantastic. Now the blue does not extend to the inside. Let's see if I can get that in here. Yeah, it does not extend to the inside at all. So you have the Triarii on that side, nothing. You've got these 3 lines. Wow, I got juice on my fingers already. That's fantastic. Then we have airflow holes on this side. Then you have an O-ring inside of there for your drip tip. And that's it. This doesn't come apart. This is all one piece. We come to the deck. Boy, I hope I got enough light. I probably should have picked the lighter one to do this part. But unfortunately, they both have builds in them. Let me see if I can't get just a little bit more light on this son of a bitch right here. Okay, so what we have is, that's not going to cut it, is it? Alright, so what we have here is clamp style decks, very thick clamps. You can see your airflow comes in from the bottom. And if we look real close, let me see if I can't go a little bit tighter on here. If you can see right there, so on your airflow, you've got that size of hole, and then you've got kind of a beveling in. Okay, so at the end of the day, that's all the airflow you get is right there. That's it, no more. And then of course you have your holes on the top. Boy, that just doesn't show up real well on camera. But you can kind of get a feel for it. We'll look at some other colors and they're going to be easier to see. This is just the one I haven't built in yet. So that is it. The Triarii. Good God, that's a mouthful. Good way to pick a hard name there, Cloud Chasers. So let's go ahead, then you just line up your airflow in front of that, like so. Put your drip tip in, and away you go. So that is the blasted blue one. This one is the green with the black deck, and let's see if we can see the deck better on this one. And this one has a build on it, and I left this build in here for a specific purpose, to talk about something. Nope, that's got a black deck, so that doesn't really help much in the way of our cause. And then we have this one, which is the antique copper. Is that what that is? Arctic. What is it? Archaic copper. Archaic. So, and this is the one I use. This one is just absolutely gorgeous. I absolutely love the black inside of there. That's just beautiful. And matter of fact, I'm going to screw that on and hit that one while we're talking about the green one. And let's go ahead and put the green one back together. So that's what that one kind of looks like. That green is just beautiful, nice and dark, kind of a hunter green-ish thing going on there. Okay, so that's what we've got. We got these. Let's put these two right beside each other. Lighting is, I know, kind of weird here. I do apologize for that. I'm using I'm using some pretty bright fucking lights, but this shit's just eating up these things are eating the light up like nobody's business. I mean, kind of weird. Let's go up here and just go in real close there. Okay. So there we go. So there is the Triarii up close and personal. And then what we're going to do here real quick is we'll take a little blue out and we'll pop open green again. Okay, and I want you to pay attention to this build. Not that I'm just an awesome builder or anything like that, but let's pay attention to this because this is going to be one of the things I want to talk about when it comes to how you need to build on this thing. So if you can see, I'm trying to get, man, that light is just absolutely phenomenally bad. Let's see here. I'm going to bring the light source around real quick. It's going to get real bright, but I want to get in there as best we can. There we go. So that's okay. So you see how wide the opening is on the top. Here, hold on. I'm having trouble getting this thing to focus the way I want it to. Okay, so there you go. You can kind of see right there. So that's you've got your 3 rows of airflow holes, right? But if you look, see how narrow that is? Boom. That is like super narrow, okay? So just remember this size of build on there, and then let me go ahead and pop off on the copper one. Now this one's going to be all juice all over and everything, so forgive me for that. But now if we look at this one, focus, there we go. Now you can see what I ended up doing with it is making it the width of the airflow channel. You see that? Okay. And so we will talk about that here in just a few moments. We're going to pause it right here, and then I'm going to reset up the camera and we're going to talk about it. Be back here in just a minute. Alright, so we're back up top here, and we're talking about, of course, the Triarii here. And let's take a vape on it real quick. It'll put out vapor. That is true. It will put out vapor. So if any of you have watched this channel for any length of time, you know that I am Team Centurion version 2. It's, to this day, is still my favoriteest RDA that's ever come on the market. Matter of fact, I've got it right here. It is my daily driver, okay? But, so I got this one, same company. I'm thinking, you know, hey, I like their other stuff. I've got the Strife around here somewhere. I've got a Hive, 40 millimeter Hive. I've got all their stuff since the new incarnation, the AK period after Kurt. I have some previous C.C.I. stuff as well. But the point of this is I really like these people. They give great customer service. They're coming out with designs that are really nice, and they come out with products that work really, really well. And that's kind of the mark of what, you know, you're looking for in a vape supplier. So I'll wipe this down just a little bit. So let's talk about the Triarii here and some of the things I've noticed about it. And I'm going to try to show you one thing, and I don't know if it's going to come across on camera or not, but I remember hearing about
Dad?
Hold on a minute. Okay. Give me just a moment here. Alright, sorry about that. Dad duties. Alright, so I'm going to try to show you something that this does, and it looks like maybe right there I can do this. Pay attention to the airflow holes after I take my hit. And I'm going to try to blow the vapor somewhere else so it doesn't get in the way. But check this out. You see it? It's like back pressure. And this it's not just that one, but even on the Centurion, if you take a look, you can see out of the side. I never noticed that. Literally, I never noticed that before I checked this out, and I'm guessing that's like negative air pressure or something. I don't know, but it's always exciting when you learn something new about this stuff. I noticed it with that. Now the downside to that is, I don't know if you can see it or not, but on the top of the mod, it's kind of wet right there. And so with that vapor coming out, it kind of gets it, the top of your mod a little wet. So just something to keep in mind. But yeah, I'd never noticed that before. I thought that was pretty freaking cool. So anyway, sorry about that. Let's get on to what I like and don't like about this thing. So let me take this off, if I can get it off. And let's look at the deck and talk about the deck while we're discussing it. I've given this part a lot of thought on how I wanted to address this. So hopefully I won't come off sounding too idiotic or too mean about it or whatever. But this deck, clamps, bottom airflow. This bottom airflow I've seen, I'm sure it's been in other stuff, but the last thing I saw this on was the Valhalla from Vapor's Cloud. How best to put this? I think we're done with clamps, y'all. I think we're done with clamps. They're no more easier than a T-post. They're actually kind of a pain in the fucking ass. I personally have never liked clamps, but you know, I went along with it. I thought, okay. I know the Strife, it has the option of using a clamp or the post holes. I took the fucking clamps off, man. They're hard to work with. The first one you gotta hold upside down. You know what I mean? I don't see any point to it. It's 2019. The clamp system thingy has been out since 2017, probably later part of 2016, somewhere in that vicinity. It's time to move on. It's time to move on. This is your pass, Cloud Chasers Incorporated. This is your last pass right here. Centurion came out with a clamp. Strife, Hive. Time to move on. Time to move on. And then the other thing to pay attention to in this deck is that airflow hole. Because that right there, that's the air you're getting. And then when it comes out the top, that's all the air you're getting. You can only get as much airflow as the smallest opening that you have. So one of the things that I'm finding about this is, for me personally, and this is just me, I find it to be a little too restrictive. It was a lot restrictive with this set of coils on. A lot. But my personal preference is a little bit more airflow. When I'm running my Centurion, I've got the bottom two open, and to me that's just, I went down. I used to keep 3 open, and eventually I went down to the 2. Oh, fucking delightful. Got vape all over my face, sorry. Okay, so with this one, and you can actually hear it when I inhale it, it sounds a whole lot different, and that's because I'm not moving as much air. So hopefully this will come through on the sound. It's a lot louder to me. I probably should have turned the fan on before this. Let me turn the fan on. I'm sure you'll pardon me. All right, cool. All right, so we've established that I'm not a huge fan of the clamps. That's not C.C.I.'s fault. I'm not a huge fan of the airflow. That's not C.C.I.'s fault either. They made what they made. It's going to be great for some people. Some people are going to think it's the absolute perfect amount of air. And to them, I say, good for you. I'm not bashing you. I ain't talking shit on you. I ain't doing nothing. I'm just sharing what my observations have been on this particular atomizer. All right, so what else can we talk about here? Now, the other thing, I don't like to get into price points too terrible much, but I know that these are a bit more expensive than some of the other ones, some of the other larger atomizers on the market. That's up to C.C.I. to set the price. If someone has a problem with that, then just don't fucking buy it. But to me, just mentioning the cost of it, it's a little bit higher than some of the other ones as far as at least what I paid. I tell you what, let's just go ahead and let me go over to their site real quick and see what they are actually charging. Let me sign out. All right, and so where's it at? It's really weird they don't have it as the first product. What is this, freaking alphabetical? Come on, man, this is your flagship new product. So let's see here. There's the Strife. I'm sorry, I did not expect for it to take this freaking long. I thought it was going to be like one of the very first things on their website because they just released it. Shit, I'm 3 pages in. Hold on. Screw this. Let's go to here. There we go. Bing. Okay. So the Triarii RDA 30mm is going for $69.99. So $70, which is, if I'm not mistaken, the same price as the Centurion. So okay, they kept the price relatively the same, but that can be expensive for some people. And while we're here on their website, the colors that they're offering is insane. We have black, stainless steel, blasted gunmetal, gold, rose gold, blasted rose gold, blue, blasted blue, which you've seen, midnight purple, neochrome, bronze, lagoon green, which is the one you've seen. They're out of mana burn, brass, copper, archaic brass, and archaic copper, which you've seen the archaic copper one. So there's a lot of choice there, a lot of choice. So we've talked about some of the things I don't like about this, and it really, all these things are specific to the individual vapor. The airflow down to the individual vapor. The clamp system, there's some people who swear by the clamp system. I personally don't care for it too terrible much, and I think something that C.C.I. should be aware of. I don't know if they're paying attention or not, but when they first came out with the Centurion version 2, they came out with the clamp and the T-post, and I had just started my online store, and so I bought equal measures of everything. So I got 10 black clamps and 10 black T-posts, so forth and so on. I've still got almost not all the clamps, but a good portion of the clamp ones. I'm almost sold out of the T-post. The customer likes the T-post. You've been sold out on your website for about a year on the Centurion in the T-post. Everybody in your Facebook group asks where they can get a T-post at. I would pay attention. I would pay attention, because the clamp thing, while there may be some people who like it, I think there's more people who don't appreciate it as much as the T-post, or the individual screw holes, post holes. So just a little side note there. Now, what do I like about this? All right, so good flavor, bottom airflow, obviously. I love the looks of it. I think it is one of the most handsome RDAs I've ever seen. Just, even though I'm not a huge fan of bottom airflow, just the look of that thing. The way that they put their name around the trip tip, the knurling, just the design elements of it, the little cutouts there on the top. Just absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning. I can find not a flaw one with the design on this. It's absolutely beautiful. Absolutely. Whoever designed this, hey, bravo, because this is one gorgeous RDA. So, yeah, I mean, I think that's about all that I can really come up with about it. If anybody has any further questions, or if there's something you feel I missed, go ahead and say something in the comments down below and I'll address it. Other than that, I give this one a thumbs up. And I am partial to C.C.I, so, take that with a grain of salt, but I like their products. I like the company. Jonathan and his brother, they customer service is bar none the best in the business. If you have a problem with your RDA, or you have a problem with one of their devices, no questions, they'll get it right. I've had several issues over the years, and they have always addressed them quickly and efficiently. And I applaud that type of customer service, and that's part of the reason why I'm such a big fan. Beyond the fact that they've made my favorite RDA in the world. I had to put that in. I got to put that in at least every freaking video. It's my favorite one. Some of you are going to ask about the boxes. This one's zebra wood. I make these. It's kind of what I do. This one's mahogany. So yeah, that's what they're on top of. Is these are Paraseries mods. I hand make them from scratch. I don't grow the tree. But I cut the tree after it's been made into wood, and I make a box. I think that's all. I think that's all the ramblings we have today. I want to thank you very much for watching, if you made it this far, and I look forward to talking with you next time. I don't really know when the next video is going to be that has a piece of hardware in it, because quite honestly, nothing's coming out. This is the only RDA that I know of that's 30 millimeter that's come out this year, other than Vapors Cloud. So Vapors Cloud and C.C.I, they're carrying the fucking torch here, people. You need to go, if you're watching this video because you like 30 millimeter RDAs, go fucking buy the motherfuckers. Nobody's doing this anymore. And with all the uncertainty in the vaping community, in the vaping world right now, I mean, who knows what the future holds for us. So support these companies. Support them. They need your support. They need you to buy their products so they can stay in business. Like I do. So anyway, thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next video. Have a wonderful day.